I would be surprised if they blocked this off or anything. Alright, Bianca doesn't show up, so that means there is no rival battle until we beat the gym. Perfect. How far up can we go? Go up to where that worker's at. Alright, that's not bad though. That's still a pretty good amount of this route that we can go for an encounter, and I think there's a few trainers. Alrighty guys, welcome back to another episode of the Pokemon Volt White Randomized Nuzlocke. In the previous... I still couldn't say the fucking name right. Pokemon Volt White Randomized Mastermode. In the previous episode, we cleared out the rest of Pinwheel Forest. We got ourselves through... got ourselves a good amount of levels. Pretty easy... challenge for us, pretty easy challenge I should say, in terms of helping us get a reward. So really good. Good episode all around. We PK hexed in our Kangaskhan here. It's level 21 like we said it would be. Adamant Nature. I'm just keeping it to where it can benefit us as best. I did randomize EVs and IVs for this one. I didn't do it with any of the other mons I PK hexed in. Which is probably not a good thing. It's probably actually one of the reasons why we don't outspeed a whole lot of stuff, because believe it or not, our fastest speed is 51, so that's why a lot of the time we were getting outsped by some things. But moveset for Mama, the Kangaskhan, is Fake Out, Tail Whip, Bite, and Double Hit. That is the moveset I decided to go with for her. I just think it's best, to be honest. Another thing is that we did name the Politoed. I decided to name her Lupe, because I was thinking of Pepe, but I was like, Pepe is like the meme frog, yes, but I decided, yeah, I go with something I don't usually name, so that's why I decided to go with the name there. So pretty much what this episode is going to consist of is a lot of me talking to people, and probably some battles if I had to guess. I'm over here running around like I don't have a fucking challenge to do. Sorry, I'm an idiot. I gotta spin the wheel, and then I also have to reset the timer as well. Please be a decent challenge. Yes! That's huge. That's a perk. So that means no challenge, but this is the one perk where I can actually get a reward. So yoink, get a free reward at the end of the episode. So for 30 minutes, we don't really have to do anything silly. And the nice thing is, if this is going to be the gym episode, which I am like, or not this episode, but the next episode is the gym episode, then this will be really good for us. This is where it gives us a free stone. I mean, we do have a free evolution stone anyways. I know we got moonstones. I guess fire. We'll go fire. So we got some free fire stones, which is really nice. So yeah, I'm just gonna be spending a lot of this episode going into like every little building and whatnot and trying to talk to everybody. Did I talk to you already? Should I go... Wait, can I do this right now? I cannot. I wasn't sure if I could or not. Because if I could, that would have been dope. But Um, I feel like I should go get my encounter now. Should I do that? I mean, there's no reason for me not to. It could give me a pretty decent level as well, because I kind of see it as... Yeah, fuck it. I'm gonna ride my bike to make it quicker. Go get my encounter as quickly as I possibly can. I would be surprised if they blocked this off or anything. Alright, Bianca doesn't show up, so that means there is no rival battle until we beat the gym. Perfect. How far up can we go? Go up to where that worker's at. Alright, that's not bad though. That's still a pretty good amount of this route that we can go for an encounter, and I think there's a few trainers. Nuh-uh. Nah. Ain't no way, bruh. Ain't no way. That's wild. Now, because normally I believe the fossils, not in Drayana ROM hacks, but normal black and white, are level 25. Are you telling me right now I can go get me a free level 25? Because if that's the case, I can probably start being a little bit picky about what is on this team. Because don't get me wrong, I want the Kangaskhan on the team for the sheer fact that it's pretty bulky and it's a pretty good normal type. Alright, what is going on here? Why are we not hitting this hypnosis? Is it even worth it at this point? I mean, Scraggy is worth it, because it's another encounter. Which, the only other Pokemon, apparently, in our box that we have is a Slowpoke. Otherwise, everything we have is in our party. Which is very, very nerve-wracking to think about. Alright, Bucko. I just feel a Rock Smash is going to kill this thing, but fuck it. If it dies, I got a crit. It's difficult to say if that mattered. Well, no, the crit definitely mattered. It's difficult to say that I would have caught that thing. It does piss me off, though, but the fact that we got a free fossil surprises me. I wonder how many more of those we're going to pick up. Because now it makes me want to just say fuck it, go all the way back to Nacrene and see what it is. But I don't know how many more times we're going to run into fossils. I feel like they're going to give us a fossil for every fossil that is up in this game, except for... They're probably going to make us choose, like you usually do, between Tortuga and Arkin, which... Archeops is pretty nasty. But it is not a randomizer, so Archeops is not as... Like, I'm saying that like normal Archeops isn't good. Normal Archeops slaps, but so much better in a randomized setting. Like, man's nutty. Alright, I guess I should make a space in my party for this thing. Because, I mean, to be honest, if we get something good, I have no problems doing a mid-video cut. The nice thing is that it's not going to bother me that much because I'm not really going to have to edit much of anything. I just need to be not stupid and remember if I click the record button off, I need to turn it back on. But, I don't know. I hope it's something good. I hope it's something really good. I want to see what level it is. 25, it has to say 25. I'd be surprised if it was anything higher. Because, I mean, what, most fossils evolve 30 is usually what it is. Ooh, I'm in the PC. Maybe the Maractus for right now. Because I don't want to bench Maractus permanently. Maractus probably is a little bit higher on the pecking order than Stunky. But also Maractus is not good for a bug gym. So that is the dilemma I find myself in. Alright. I want to see what all this thing is. I'm just so surprised that we found a fossil just lying on the ground. No nickname for you. What level are you? It's level 25. Wow. Hey Siri. Pick a number between 1 and 649. Oh, hold up. Hold up. That might be something really good. I'm not even capping. 246 is what we just got. That might be a legendary. No, it's not. No, it's not. But you want to know what it is? It's a Larvitar. It's a Larvitar. That's a good backup mon to have in case something happens to our Golem. Or our Grappler, I should say. Wow. Wow. I wish... If it was a legendary, I don't think... I honestly would have been okay with T-Tar. Could you imagine having a level, like, 25 T-Tar at this point in the game? We would be big chillin'. We would be big chillin'. But now that just made me uber curious because now it makes me think that there's more fossils that we can get in the fucking Route 4. Just made me uber curious now. Try to speed this up a little bit so we can get get through and... Can I ride my bike now? Oh, hell yeah. Oh, hell yeah. Yeah, that would have been a case of having a fully evolved mon being great. Although, I guess going into a bug gym, T-Tar's not probably your favorite rock type that you want to take in there, but it's better than a good amount. It's a pseudo-legendary. It would have had the Sandstorm on its side. I don't know. And it would have had Rock Slide, which T-Tar's attack stat is monstrous. Monstrous. Okay, so we went down that one. So I don't think we've talked to either of you. It's grumbling. And it said, do the roar. That black boat, what could it be? When someone gets under your skin. I mean... as someone who is in student teaching still, as of when this video is being recorded, not when this video is being uploaded, um, well, I guess I should say someone who just works with children in general. Yeah, they get frustrating sometimes, and you want to scream because of how frustrating it can be. In fact, I'm actually going to go into my day today regarding student teaching, which again is going to be a little bit dated because this is going out probably like 10 or so days after. So it's a little bit, it's a little dated. It's a little dated. But I had 3 different situations today where students were just not behaving. Like I like to think of myself as someone who's really easygoing and whatnot. I'm pretty calm, cool, collected, even in the teaching sense. Like, I usually keep myself pretty fine. Like, I don't try to do too much or anything like that. With that being said, I'm still relatively new, so a lot of situations where like discipline and whatnot need to be taken into consideration. There's a lot of times where it feels odd to me, and that's to be expected because, like I said, I'm still new. So it is going to feel weird and excuse me, unnatural, but yeah, I had 3 different situations today where students just, I don't know what it is, man. I mean, I know we were all kids at one point, but like, if someone were to say my name, like, and for me to not react, like, that would be seen as something very suspicious. Because, like, I was pretty, like, I wouldn't say I was a goody two-shoes growing up. I wasn't someone who was like had to stick to the rules, but I wasn't someone who went out of my way to break rules. Like, I'm a kid. I'm gonna make honest mistakes where I make honest mistakes. And you know, you have your consequences based on the mistakes that you make. But there was a time, like, if I did get in trouble, I would get upset. I would get upset because I would never get in trouble. So I would always think, like, worst case scenario, because you would see the kids who get in trouble all the time, and they're just like, oh, well, it's whatever, man, like, blah, blah, blah. But, like, when you're a kid who doesn't usually get in trouble, if you do get in trouble, you think it's gonna be, like, super duper bad, and they're gonna, you know, you're just thinking worst case scenario, basically. But anyways, going back to what I was saying. So today there was a incident where, and this is with the same, like, honestly, the same group of girls in the same class. It's just one of those classes that is very dramatic. Like, drama fills their class, and it's not like the actual drama. It's just like the stupid, a little, oh my god, she said this and she did this and she did that. Just very just whiny shit, basically. I'm trying to keep it, you know, as trying to explain it as best I can without like going into super duper specifics, but just getting upset over dumb stuff, like stuff that at their age they're not gonna think any better, because a lot of things are a big deal to them, even though in the real world I don't know what the hell that is. In the real world, that isn't important. But like these girls were just getting into drama, and it was one of those things where like they just, I don't know what it is. Kids don't hear, like they don't listen. I don't want to sound like one of the people who are like, you kids nowadays are ungrateful because, you know, blah blah blah, back in my day, whatever. But I just feel like it is, if someone says my name and I don't listen to them, it just makes the situation so much worse. So when I'm telling these students, like, hey, you need to listen when you hear your name. And when I'm talking, you don't talk while I'm talking. And it's just something that's such a big problem because they want to get their last word in, and, you know, because if, you know, she said this, you know, blah, she's rude, she's mean, this, that, and the other, and it's like, just very, very dramatic group of girls. Now, they are around the age when they're about to, like, start undergoing changes, so that could be one thing that is kind of flaring that up, but also at the same time, it's just dramatic crap, to say the least. So it's just one of those things, like, because I had to talk with like an ESP, like a special education like assistant professional person, about it, and I could tell that he's fed up with this group of girls because it's the same sort of issues every single time. It's not the exact same issue every single time, but it's that sort of just, they just get upset over, like I was saying, the dumbest stuff, and they don't learn to let it go. And it's honestly what's cost them a lot of you know, privileges as a class. And it's not just necessarily the girls that were involved today that are the issue, it's a lot of people in that class, but it's just one of those things, like, again, without, you know, going into specifics like names and the actual situation involved, it's just like, they're almost gonna be fourth graders. Like, the more they get into stuff like this, the more it's gonna be, the more they're just gonna have the consequences be like, all right, you're losing the privilege of doing this because you don't listen. You don't listen to me when I tell you this. You don't listen to that. Blah blah blah. So that was the first situation, and it was funny to me because it's like I had a meeting with like one of my professors to talk about student teaching and whatnot, and I was late to this meeting by 10 minutes, and I felt horrible because I thought this talk with the students was going to take maybe 5 minutes, but silly me was wrong, and it was actually a lot longer because they don't know how to let it go. And one of them was given an attitude to even the principal, because the principal was there as well while we were solving this issue. And just one of those things where she was just trying too hard to be right. Like, she's one of the she's one of the ones in the class that whenever like I'm talking or trying to, like, she's trying too hard to be kind of like sucker herself in, like try to be like, oh, almost like a teacher's pet, but not really. But yeah, like just the attitude, like she just couldn't let it go. And that's the case with a lot of the kids in that class in particular. So it'll be interesting to see where they are after the summer. Hopefully most of them are not in the same classroom together because that just spells so many problems. So many problems. But I feel like that's just the case in general with some of those kids. But the next one. That was all that. What's your job? Student. No, I'm not answering 8 fucking questionnaires. Nah, don't have the time for that. I thought there was something important in that building, and I was wrong. Did I heal? Okay, I did. I was worried I didn't. I didn't want to make a mistake. Alright, I gotta battle this guy, and then I think there's another one. Is he out on the pier? One of the piers? I think he is. Alright, but going back to what I was saying, the second situation I found myself in. So this is me and a first grader. We were playing soccer against each other because I'm one of the PE teachers. I try to keep myself active by also being involved with students playing the game. And I was playing with a student who is kind of like a special ed student, but I think he's special ed. It's hard to say this because you don't want to say it in the non-traditional sense. I want to say it's like a behavioral deal more than a can't talk, can't process things like other kids. Like, it's not one of those students. It's more of like aggression, behavior, one of those cases. So you can probably tell where this story is going to go. So we're playing soccer, and some of the kids, when they see me doing something, they want to join in because they're like, oh, the teacher's doing it. I want to play with the teacher. As opposed to playing with my classmates that I play with every single day. So I would have the students join me, and with the kid that we were playing with, the first grader, the one who is like I said, the special ed with like the aggression and just attitude issues. I would have the students join his team not because I wanted the students to be caught in the crossfire of his behavior, but one of those situations where I wanted the teams to be balanced. So it was one of those things that I probably should have thought a little bit more of before doing it, but I made an error, and it kind of made me have to reevaluate a couple things, especially when it comes to like pairing up students with one another. Because again, some students earn that opportunity to earn that privilege to play games with me and whatnot. But yeah, I think it's one of those things, like it's almost like an overstimulation sort of deal. And what I mean by that is, like, since he's in an environment where it is competitive, where it does involve winning and losing, like, he tries his hardest, and it doesn't matter if he has teammates or not, he goes out of his way he has like that I have to win mentality. And there's actually another kid that I work with at that school that has that sort of deal, but he's a 4th grader and this is a 1st grader. But like, it was one of those situations where he was trying so hard to get the soccer ball that he was like pretty much tackling his own teammates. So even though they're on the same team trying to complete the same objective, they're trying to take away the ball from each other. And I think it's one of those situations where they're like, oh, I want to feel like the superstar. You know, I gotta do this, I gotta do that. And so it kind of kept escalating and escalating, and it got to the point where I was like on the edge with him if he can handle it, if he was gonna still play or not. And then it really got bad because one of the kids like that wanted to come in and play at the end, he did come in and play, and he only played about a minute because this special ed kid that we're working with tackled him to the ground by like pulling on his arm. And then after, you know, doing that, he continues to go and run to get the ball, and then another kid's in front of him and he grabs him by like the collar of his shirt and yanks him all the way around. And we're saying his name at this point. After the first incident, we were all saying his name to stop. And just, again, this is one of the situations, like I was saying with the girls, just not listening when his name is called. And I think it's just one of those things, like he's in his own little world when this is going on. That collateral damage is happening, and it's just not necessarily normal to him, but he's not thinking that he's doing it. Even though he does know better, we try to hold him to the standard of, like, you know what you're supposed to be doing. You know the expectation. Like, he just seemed like he didn't know what was going on. And it's unfortunate that that probably is the case, but then there was a third kid that he completely just, like, rugby tackled, pretty much. And I never had to put my hands on a student and, like, basically, like, turn them to face me and say their name and tell them to stop. I never had to do that before. So it was really weird that I had to do it for a first time. But when I tell him the same direction 8 times and he doesn't get it, like, he loses the privilege. And then, you know, you hurting other students, even if it's not intentional, I mean, it kind of is, kind of isn't. Depends on how you want to look at it. But you hurt other students, like, there's a consequence behind that. And I basically told him, like, listen, it's kind of a privilege for you to play with Mr. F, because I have them just call me that instead of trying to have them pronounce my last name, because most of them would probably not be able to pronounce my last name anyways. So, oh, that was a good TM. Holy shit. Can Kangaskhan learn bulk up? I think it can. It can't. Fuck, I thought it could. That would have been so good. That would have been so fucking good. Uncle Sam can, but I don't know if I want to teach him that, because we have home claws already. I guess we'll just wait because the timer's about to run out. 13 seconds, so we'll get to spin the reward wheel, see what we get. Hopefully something good. This now leaves a big gray area, because I don't know if the next episode is actually going to be the gym or not, because I want to do a little bit more training. I want to fight everybody before we fight the gym, so next episode might not be the gym, ladies and gentlemen. Surprise. Alright, let's see what our reward is. We did get a yoink, so that means we automatically get a reward. Yes! Oh my god, that's actually super hype. That is super fucking hype. I'm happy for that. I'm happy for that. Because now that means I can potentially get 2 more encounters. I don't have an issue making the next episode not a gym episode. I would much rather have the episode after that. Even if it's a shorter length episode and not the typical half hour, I'm cool with that just being a gym episode and then just leaving it there. That would be perfect for me. Perfect. Alright, so I'm super duper happy about that. If you all enjoyed this episode, make sure you hit that like button down below because it'd be greatly appreciated. Next episode, we're going to try and continue finishing all the stuff in Castelli City before we fight Berg. I don't know if we're going to fight Berg in the next episode or not. I'm going to try my best to speed up through some of these battles. as long as I'm allowed to use speed up in the next episode, that is. But if you all enjoyed, make sure you hit that like button down below because it's greatly appreciated. Subscribe as well. Make sure you click the bell icon so you get notified when new stuff goes out. Either way, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.